I was really proud of the way our defense played today. I think that they showed a lot of heart. You know, they were really good in the red zone when they didn't want to give anything up, and we talked to them all the time about fight right till the end. And so stopping them on the goal line the first of the game, and then the interception in the end zone by Gilbert, and then another turnover they forced down the 1 yard line. And just being sound out there for the most part. They give up some yards, but they rally and have done a nice job. They forced obviously turnovers again. We had 3, I think 5 total, so we were +4 there. Helps a lot when you're +4 in the turnover category. Offensively, our guys were rolling pretty good. We didn't get very many plays. We only had 63 plays. But we were able to run the ball effectively, over 300 yards rushing, and the way that they were set up on defense, it allowed us to run the football a lot more than what we would have anticipated. So I thought our guys did a nice job of taking what they gave us, protecting the football for the most part. I know Michael Harrison turned one over. His ball security wasn't very good, but it's a good win for us. So we guys will be able to enjoy it this evening and get back to work tomorrow.
How's this defense been able to make so many plays down in that?
I'm not sure. They just seem to find a way to make some plays at certain points, and they rally. They've got some heart, and I think they played. I don't know that Baylor had a touchdown till the fourth quarter. I'm not sure, but. So they just do a nice job playing hard. They run to the ball and play hard.
You mentioned the goal line stand to start the game and then to go 99 yards and score. Just what did that series of events do?
Well, really a big momentum swing. That you know, they're this far from scoring on a couple plays, and you stop them, and then offense comes out and goes 99 yards, hits a couple third down conversions, and so there's a really big momentum swing to start the game.
Touchdown drives today, and earlier in the season you had one against Texas where you struggled with the safety and had a hard time getting out, but this time you guys are able to establish a rhythm. Can you talk about how you're able to use that to move down the field?
Well, we learned a lesson offensively against Texas, and so as a staff we discussed what we needed to do, what we thought we were most comfortable with, and if we got in that situation again, how we would approach it, and that's what we did today. We need to run our offense. I mean, our offense is set up. I should say it's not set up to load a bunch of people inside and start trying to run the ball off the 1 yard line. So we just want to line up and run our plays, and that's what we did today.
Any update injury-wise on Cooper, or he seemed like he played one snap there?
Yeah, we could have played him some. He has a little tight. His muscles a little tight there, a little bit of a pull. So some of those guys we kept out as the game went on.
Is that the case with Jeremy?
I don't have any. And you know I'm not going to get specific in injuries. I won't even get specific tomorrow on injuries. It's not fair to do that to the kids. But I obviously don't have any now. I just walked off the field.
Were you upset about the roughing the passer call?
You know, I can't make any comments on officials.
I didn't ask you to. I just said, were you upset?
That would be offering my opinion. I appreciate the lead, but I have a tendency to speak my mind a little too much. So, as well as you and I get along, I love the setup.
Can you talk about just Justin's game coming back? Obviously, he played in the second half last week and just had a monster game.
Yeah, he really did a nice job for us, and made a lot of plays, key catches, ran well with the ball, had his one drop, and then he came back and made a lot of plays. He drew a lot of attention again today. They run people over there toward him, and he draws a crowd, but he's still able to get the ball and get his catches.
Obviously, he's got to be confident to be making those plays in the red zone. But what's the level of concern for you that with the amount of yards that you're giving up, you still get those stops? I mean, what amount of concern do you have that those stops don't come at some point?
Well, you are, but if you look across the country, everybody's giving up yards, and the only thing I would say about our defense is we would like to have more 3 and outs, but I think, in all fairness, that Baylor's been pretty good on offense up to this point, and they've moved the ball pretty well and scored a lot of points and put up a lot of yards. So we knew going into the game that they would make some plays. You're not all of a sudden just going to shut Griffin down and Kendall and those guys. They're going to make some plays because they're very skilled on offense now. And so we would like to get more 3 and outs, but in today's style of offenses, there's more yards given up and there's more points that are being scored. And so you just got to stay in there and win some of your own battles and try to keep it to a minimum.
It seems like you guys kind of have the recipe to stop Griffin more than most. What do you kind of, why do you feel like that is?
I knew that question was going to come up. I don't know, but if he'd come out early, we wouldn't have to worry about doing it one more year.
Mike, would you go so far as to say that you're good on defense, or are you more so just resourceful?
I think we're good on defense. I think there's times where we don't get as many stops as we'd want to, but statistically on paper, we're not very good. But productivity, scoring-wise, against teams we've played, play pretty good.
How was your running backs today? 2 over 100. The other one has 77 yards.
Yeah, it was good to see Herschel get in there and make a play. Jeremy, 25 yards of carry. He had a couple runs there, and then he dropped the ball, and so we made a change there. And our offense has to continue to play unselfish because there's not enough to go around. When you look at our running backs, Joseph had 14, Herschel had 8, Jeremy has 3. In most cases, that's one day for one player. So there's not enough carries to go around, but it was nice to see them make some plays, and they did a good job on the inside draw of hitting there and making cuts and running to the green grass and getting the ball down the field. So, we're fortunate that we have those guys.
That's 2 sophomores and a freshman. I mean, looking towards the future, I mean, you're pretty much set in that position.
We've got some good players there, guys that are gaining some experience and making plays for us. And we've got quite a few young players in our program on both sides of the ball that I'm excited about in the future.
Both the Blackman's touchdowns, one was on 4th and 1 and one was on 3rd and 1 down near the goal line. Were those called plays, those fades, or audibles by Weed?
Well, those are always either a pass or a run, and communication doesn't have to take place. They do it on their own. He can hand it off or throw it out there. It's not really a secret. Everybody knows we do it. In fact, other teams do the same thing. Based on how they line up and how Brandon feels, he'll either hand it off or throw it out there.
Mike, you talked a few weeks ago about Herschel continuing to do the things to earn playing time. Can you just talk some about him and the progression he's making?
Well, Herschel was doing well at first, and then he wasn't practicing the way he needs to practice to be able to play in games. And so we moved him down on the scout team for a few weeks, and he wouldn't buy in. And so fortunately for us and for him, he decided that he needed to buy in and maximize his potential. And so his attitude changed considerably for a couple weeks, and practiced much better, and then wanted to play on special teams. And so we played him, and then he continued to practice better on offense, and so he's earned the right to get back on the field now. And that's a natural progression for a young player. I mean, he's not the first guy that's gone through that. Happens all the time. You go from being the star in high school to getting to this level, and nobody knows who you are, and you get knocked around in practice, and it's not as fun as it used to be. So he's kind of earned his stripes to get back on the field and play. But he still has a long way to go, but his attitude's changed.
I thought Staley was pumped up to get his first touchdown.
It's good.
All that he went
Yeah.
through.
It was really good. Yeah, it was really good for Kai. We felt like we had a good play versus their defense with that scheme. Obviously, Blackman draws a lot of attention. Took this corner and the safety with him. The play fake held the inside backer that had the flat, so Kai ran right by him and got the ball. And anything that Kai does is an enjoyable thing for me to watch because of what he's gone through, and he's been a huge part of our team. Good. All right.